time to go forward with our rock, paper, scissors game. This is the working version as we've got it so far. I've just tidied up these else if statements from the end of the last video. Next step, we're going to make it a best of 3, which is how rock, paper, scissors always should work, of course. And what I'm going to do is start not by making it best of 3, but just by making it loop forever. So I'm going to start by doing a loop which will go forever. So the condition is just going to be while, I could just say while true, but I'm going to say while 1 equals 1. And I'm going to wrap the whole thing up in a loop. So I'm going to say everything between here and close bracket down here is going to be looped. And of course it's really important to keep your indentation tidy as you go. So this will just loop forever, constantly playing rock, paper, scissors. But I want a best of 3, which means I need to do a bit of a count. So I'm going to have a score variable. I'm going to start with 0. I only need to keep track of one player, I guess. Is that right? No, I need to keep track of the score and how many goes there have been. So I'm going to say score equals 0, goes equals 0, I think. That should work. And so now I'm going to have 3 goes. So I'm going to say while goes is less than 3, I think. And in here goes plus plus. Typically this is where we would get an out by 1 error, so it would be best of 4 or best of 2. I'll let you check that and make sure that's working correctly. So because goes plus plus just adds 1 to the value of whatever goes is. So every time it goes through this loop, it adds 1 to the goes variable, and then it's got the check at the start of the loop to see if we've done enough. You can check whether it's that right or not. Now we need to do the score thing. You both choose the same as a draw. Obviously no one gets their score incremented, and if the computer won you don't get your score incremented, but if the human won you do get your score incremented, I should have said. So this loop now, when we get to the end of it, we can ask some questions. So we can say, ooh, maybe we do need to keep the computer score, actually thinking about it. So I can say if score is greater than or equal to 2, we know the human definitely won. So I can add that in later. Human won overall. But what we don't know about is how many draws there might have been. So I can't kind of do an else here at this moment. So what I'm going to have to do, I think, is do a human score, which I will need to change here. Human. Notice I'm keeping my camel case nice and tidy. And I'm also going to need a computer score equal to 0. And I'll need to put in here comp score, add 1 to it. So now I'm going to say, instead of if the score is greater than or equal to 2, I can do something a little bit better. So if human score is greater than comp score, then the human won overall, and obviously there'll be some kind of alert thing, you can write that, and then there'll be another if statement about if the computer bought the human, and then something else about if they were both the same. So write all of that now.